Spilled Milk with Only Rans to another episode. We got a very special guest. I'm super excited. I mean, this one's going to be a little bit different. You know, might not be as comedy based. We got the one, the only, touched by the God himself, Genny Johal. How you doing, brother?
Really appreciate
you coming through. I would say that, but I got a beer in my hand. I'm gonna, you know, even though I believe in God and all that, I don't think I should be speaking his name with a beer in my hand. But how you doing, man? How's things?
Good,
How's
good.
life? Good. For the people that don't know, you know, tell them a little bit about yourself, like what you do, what makes you famous, who you are, and what brings you here.
I'm Genny Johal. I'm from Vancouver, and yeah, I've been dropping like music since last year. Yeah, I did a Punjabi album, and I got a few English albums. Okay. Yeah, just holding it down.
So you just started music last year, you said?
Yeah, just started releasing it last year, like February of last year.
Gotcha. Yeah. And I mean, how old are you now?
Me, I'm turning 43 in October 7th.
So, you know, getting into the YouTube music game at, you know, that age is kind of like an interesting choice. What changed in this last year and a half that where you're like, fuck it, I'm going to start releasing, I'm going to run with it? And like, cause it's a scary thing to release content. You know what I mean? I'm on this end. So like, where did that kind of come from?
Yeah. Like, just like I was actually in 3 car accidents. Mm-hmm. So then so I couldn't really work another, like a labor job. Yeah. Other type of jobs. So then I started working security. Mm-hmm. And then in security, I just used to kill time. I used to write rhymes. Yeah. I just listen, like, I had so many Tupac songs, right?
Yeah.
And I'd be listening to that all night and just like soaking up the game and started getting the habit of writing rhymes. And then back in 2018, I ran into this producer guy on Main and 2nd.
Okay.
Like I used to work right by Science World there.
2016, you said?
In 2018.
2018, yeah.
I used to work like right by Science World. There's like a construction building, right? I used to park my car there, like have extension cord. I used to have the laptop out, watching movies, just writing rhymes, listening to music. And then I used to go to the Shell gas station on Main and 2nd there. And there's this guy named Sunil Kumar.
Okay.
This guy, I used to talk to the guy. I used to hang out with him. Like, during my shift, I used to take off from my work.
Yeah.
And I just kill a couple hours there just for fun. And then late night, around 2-3 in the morning, some producer guy came in from Nimbus Recording School.
Okay. I'm not familiar with what that is, but yeah.
It's a recording school like 2 blocks away from like Main and 2nd there. Yeah. And then he had the Nimbus backpack on, and I noticed it. I was like, oh shit, are you a producer? You go to Nimbus? He's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I started talking to him. And we talked a few times, and then then we hooked up, and he came back around, and then he took me back to his house, and he showed me how to record music, how to make a song from beginning to end.
Yeah. Got it.
That's how I started. Yeah.
Do you still feel like you're kind of like finding your way? Because I've seen the catalog on YouTube. There's tons of songs. Right. Like it's endless. Like it's kind of like I don't know if you listen to Gucci Mane or anything, but you know how Gucci Mane used to release so much. It's just like nonstop feeding the streets. You know, so that's what it song after like. Song. Like, do you feel that you've like found your flow and found your creative style yet, or you're still kind of figuring it out?
Still trying to figure it out fully, but just, you know, trying different types of styles. Just like, it's like a mixtape era right now. I'm just throwing out mixtape right now.
You know, that's respectable though. Like, I mean, like, you're not really worried about having it perfect per se. You're just kind of putting it out there and just building on it. And, you know, people can see your style, like, improve. Like, I listen to some of your music. It's, you know, it's a little out there. Yeah. It's a little, it's in the elemental charts. Yeah. Where does kind of like, when did you decide that like, okay, you know, I want to start making music and like, this is something that I kind of want to do? Like, what was the
when I used to work late night security, right? Overnight graveyard shifts. I just to read up on like Guru Gobind Singh. Yeah. Guru Gobind Singh prophecies and like Nostradamus prophecies. And then I bought the English translation to the Dasam Granth. Okay. I bought off eBay. Then I used to read that at work, and I was inspired by that. Inspired about the future prophecies and talk about the avatars. It's like Shiva, the demon destroyer. You know? And then I just got into that, and that's the character I play when I'm rapping. That's the persona I take on as the avatar, as the demon slayer avatar.
Yeah, interesting.
So like Kalki Avatar. That's what Guru Gobind Singh writes.
So all this is in the Dasam Granth in the translations. How much meaning do you think is lost on like the translation part of it from, you know, the Gurbani to the English translation? Because, like, you know, you can't translate it perfectly well, right? You're going to lose a little bit of meaning, but do you think you still get some of the gist of it?
Pretty much intact,
Yeah. Okay. So when you, like, decide to go, like, on, like, where does the spiritual awakening occur? And like, what did Genny Johal look like 10 years ago?
Okay, so yeah, like
so what's this trans? Or let's even get even a little bit further back into that. What was childhood like? Like, you know, kind of growing up, like, and you know, you're a Vancouver guy originally.
Yeah.
So you're 80s baby.
Yeah, 81. Yeah.
So you're a teenager during the 90s.
Yeah.
When shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And, you know,
oh, in Vancouver, yeah.
And you, I mean, you're still a Vancouver guy, right?
Yeah. Actually, no, I moved out to Maple Ridge now.
Okay, you moved out to Ridge now. Oh, you drove from Ridge?
Yeah.
Fuck, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. But so growing up in the 90s, what's that like first and foremost?
Yeah, 90s was pretty rough in Vancouver. Like, I had an older brother, Iqbal Johal, 4 years older than me, and he went to Tupper, and he was buddies with Roman Man.
Okay.
Which he started rolling with Bindi after her. And they actually
can bleep out some of these names, you know, just in terms of like if you don't want to drop like the names and all that kind of shit.
But yeah, he's well known. He used to roll with Bindi and shit. But they actually wanted my brother to join up with him. My brother was no, he didn't want to do that because he's doing his own thing with my other older cousins. They're from Queensboro. Yeah, they went to New West Secondary. They're buddies with like Peter and Mike Addiewell in the book.
Yeah.
And then a lot of crazy shit went down. Like a lot of people getting shot and shit. Yeah. Like Ron DeSange, Jimmy DeSange, they're close family friends of ours too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to see them at the Godara all the time. When my dad, I used to go work at the Godara and shit. Yeah, I used to see him all the time.
So, okay, so this whole thing goes up. And at this time, you know, you're just going to school, you're figuring out who you are, you know, being a kid, all that kind of things. Did you end up going to college at all?
I went to BCIT for one semester.
Okay. Yeah. What were you studying?
Same thing my dad was doing, power engineering.
Power engineering? Yeah. You didn't like it?
No, I didn't really.
Didn't gel too well.
Yeah, I know another guy who passed it, and he worked for a school board. Yeah, it was too much cleaning work.
Really?
Because like you have so much time to kill, and you have to sweep, you have to mop.
But you're an engineer,
right? You have to monitor the computer. But since you're sitting there, it's like the Homer Simpson job. You're just you're just watching the computer. But during those hours, you have like 8 hours to kill. You have to like sweep and mop and shit.
Got it. Okay, so at this point, what do you decide to kind of do with your life?
Well,
you're in your early 20s now.
Yeah, well, that time, when I was going on BCIT, that's like when my dad died. So everything changed after that. Yeah. After that, then then I really got into like spirituality. Then I really found God, like a spiritual awakening. Okay. And I wanted to, then I really wanted to try to do something different, right? Like try to do rapping.
Okay. And did you reach that through like meditation and stuff?
Right. Meditation, reflection,
any
depression, all that. Yeah.
And if you're comfortable sharing any sort of outside substances, you know, like mushrooms or, you know, or weed or anything like that, you ever delve into any of that?
Yeah, like magic mushrooms and like psychedelics as well. Okay. Yeah, that really helps you. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, you're deep in your mind, you travel deep. Yeah.
And you know, because I've messed around with psychedelics as well, and like, you know, I think it's kind of one of those like confirmations that, you know, there is something beyond there. Like we all know it growing up with Sikhi and the way they kind of teach you. Because I went through Khalsa school, right? I was Vancouver Khalsa school, grade 1 to 7.
I used to go Khalsa school.
Yeah, all the way through. You know, I went through the ringer, and you know, so they instill that whole thing of meditation and everything. As a kid, you don't really pay too much attention to it. And then as you get older, you start doing a little bit more reflecting and things like that. And, you know, mushrooms definitely really did help me kind of break through and see that other side. Right, so you're getting into this sort of thing. And like, where does it go from working here? Because there's like a big gap, right? Right. If you're saying that you just started making music, you know, about a year ago, you stop going to BCIT, so you start working at this point, or what are you doing in these last, like, this like 10, 15 year period, basically?
Then I got into like 3 car accidents.
But that was like
after like 2004.
2004, wow. Okay.
2004. I got 2 in 2004. Then I started working.
Were they your fault? All right, guys, we take a quick break to shout out one of my sponsors, Wolfco, who actually makes some of the most premium underwear that I've ever worn. I'm not just saying that. Like, they got the vented front here, you know, when your regions get a little bit hot, and they got the vented back here when your regions get a little bit hot. No more sweat, no more smell. This is some really, really good underwear. And as you can see by this picture, it makes your package look real nice too. Wolfco.
Then I started working.
Were they your fault?
No, my cousin was driving. He's drunk.
Wow.
Yeah, he's drunk and shit.
Yeah. That'll happen. Well, you're lucky to be alive.
And then 2006, I got rear-ended, like on Main and Marine. So guy going down the hill.
Oh, wow.
From behind. And I was working security during those times. Then I had to take a few years off.
Yeah.
Going to rehab. Then I used to go to physio. Then went back into security.
Got it. You know what's crazy is one of my buddies got into a really bad accident. Same thing, rear-ended from Knight Street Bridge. He was going north on Night. And, you know, right at, like, the dip, like, once you pass, like, Borden or 62nd, like, that kind of area.
Oh, yeah.
And just got smoked from behind. And, like, it was really bad, man. So, like, I know, and I've been rear-ended a couple of times, too. Yeah. Did that, like, affect you? I mean, beyond, like, I'm assuming you probably have some back and neck aches and shit like that.
Yeah, still have back, neck issues.
But did it affect you any other way?
Yeah, you get into depression, pinched nerves in the neck and back.
Yeah.
It's, like, really bad, yeah.
There's no fixing it?
You can go to like massage therapy. That's just temporary. But you have to really go to the gym and you work out. Yeah. Now we got like a home gym and shit. I just do it at home now. I used to go to the physio. He used to show me different exercises. Yeah. And I got into the routine of that and doing cardio. And now I just got a treadmill and I got a bench press. Yeah. You know, makes you wonder. I mean,
makes you appreciate how precious life is, right? And how much you kind of take for granted just being healthy and doing all that kind of thing.
Right.
And, you know, in this sort of moment, do you start to reflect and say, okay, yeah, the music thing I kind of want to do, but it seems like music is almost just like an extra medium. It's not like you want to do the music part of it, but your message on the inside, like, let's take a little bit deeper dive into that. Like, where is that kind of coming from? Like, you know, like, because it does seem like you're spiritually touched, whether that's a positive or negative way. Like, I mean, I think anyone, like, looking at your music, whether they like it or not, they can at least say that this guy's talking about some deep shit here. And it's stuff that if we don't understand, there's something to maybe, like, take a deeper dive into. So, like, where's the spirituality aspect of it kind of, like, come in, and what are you convinced of that maybe the regular human being just doesn't understand yet?
Right, like with other rappers, like every time you hear another new rapper every year, it's just another boring rapper. I just noticed, you know, they'd always recycling the same rhymes you heard from years over and over. So I just wanted to do something different. Yeah, throw a little spiritual side into it, like the Guru's knowledge and wisdom. Yeah, that's what I was inspired to do. It feels like, I felt like God wanted me to do that instead of just being a regular trap rapper or whatever. Or R&B.
Do you fuck with anyone these days, like the new kids, in terms of hip hop?
Yeah, like I like some songs, like I like the beats, but
like I don't really. Uzi?
Little Boozy?
Lil Uzi.
Oh, Little Uzi? No, not really, no.
Playboy Cardi?
No, not really, those new guys, no.
Oh, 3, eh? Like Florida just scored 3 goals. Scored 3. Are you watching hockey at all?
Yeah. I want to see Luongo hoist the cup, right? He works for Florida now, yeah. He deserves it, man. He lost 13 years ago.
Where were you at that time? You know, were you rioting at all?
For the riots?
Yeah.
No.
Fair enough. So back to the spirituality side. I mean, where does it kind of like lead to? Like, again, like I just want to kind of touch on that topic again, like in terms of like how do I put this? What do you know that everyone else doesn't know?
Okay, like, you ever watch Basics of Sikhi, the YouTube channel?
Yes, absolutely.
Jagaraj guy?
Yeah.
Right? He had his own spiritual awakening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what was his awakening?
He wasn't a Genny before, and then he got a ride off some other Genny guy, and then they stopped off at Godwara, and he did a group meditation. Yeah. And then they're doing the Vaheguru, and he experienced God. He had that outer body experience.
Really?
Yeah. And then he became a Genny, then he became a full preacher. Wow. That happened to me too, like at work.
You had a physical feeling?
Like actual, like meditating so deep, right? And he's just like, you feel like such kind of, you go into the light. He feels like, he feels like you're in heaven. I went to like
and no one can convince you otherwise of like, you know, if that was just like a deep hit of dopamine, or was that like a purely physiological, like you know now.
Yeah, for sure.
You saw it.
Because once you experience it, you know that's feel like you were touched by God. I was listening to the Vaheguru mantra, right, the whole time in the car with the bass on. And I was really with the bass on. The side, like two 10-inch subs, like 1,000-watt amp. So I was like really feeling it in the car, like at work. Yeah,
maybe that's the key. Like enlightenment.
I was bumping it really loud, and I was like looking up. It's like you're supposed to visualize looking up and a light coming through your crown chakra, And that's what happened.
You think you should be doing that while you're driving?
Oh, I wasn't driving.
With your driving history?
I was parked at work.
Okay, got it.
Parked late night, overnight by myself.
Yeah.
That's how it works when you're by yourself in solitude. Yeah, that's when you experience God.
See, that's interesting. I mean, going through your history and you're saying that your dad passed away and then you got into the accidents and you couldn't do the labor job. So it kind of led you into this, during security and things like that. And like you had the extra time to really like learn about more stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that is like, do you feel that that's kind of like, call it God's path or the universe's path to ordain you into spreading the message one form or another?
Yeah, that's what they say. Hukum. It's all like God's preordained, destiny, ordained will. It's already written.
No, and
it's meant to be. Yeah,
I can relate to that in a little bit because like when I was 23, I got jumped outside the club and somebody decked me while I wasn't looking, and I ended up with a broken jaw. Right, I didn't know it at the time. I just realized it the next day because my teeth weren't lining up the right way. Right? Oh, shit. So that ended up, I had to get surgery to do the reconstructive, and like I still got plates in my face as a result of that. That guy hit me good, but I don't remember how he looks. I was pretty drunk. Regardless, that 6 months of recovery time, you go into this state where like, okay, like I can really start working on my own character now. Like, so I took this deep dive, and I remember the first video I ever really watched was Joe Rogan's What is Reality? Okay. That started me on my spiritual journey, and I got really into all this kind of stuff. And, I started smoking a lot of weed at that time. I took a really deep dive into myself, and like, I do feel that once I got to my mid to later 20s, I kind of got away from the spiritual. Like I still am deeply aligned with that entire thing, but it's not like I'm not doing the work on myself as much as I used to. Mm-hmm. Even though like I'm well convinced of kind of like, okay, I know that there's something beyond what we kind of see in this realm, right?
It's easy to drift off to back to your old habits again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. With all the stuff that you're getting, I mean, from your close circle of friends, the ones that are still around you, do they support you continuing to make music?
Yeah.
Do you get a little bit of hate from them or?
No, they're down. Yeah.
Your brother, family, that sort of thing.
Yeah, they're all down. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like my family and, even my brother's like, oftentimes like, why are you wasting your time doing this shit? It's fucking stupid. You should just focus more on work. Oh, that's some of the stuff I get. Okay. And I've kind of gone through it's just part of life, right? It's like, get more serious, do what the fuck you want, like you should be doing, right? But that's Punjabi culture. You don't get that from your mom or your cousins.
No.
Okay.
They're all supportive, yeah.
The hate that you get, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, it comes with the game. If you're in the creative field, right, it's gonna come with it.
Yeah. Were you always able to handle it well, or was it kind of like, a little bit?
Now I'm used to it, but at first,
It's uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, it's like unnecessary, but that's the internet's always been like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. I deal with it now, and like I still don't do too well with it. I had somebody try to press me in real life, and like I had to take a very aggressive stance against them just because like I feel if I took the back step there, they'd be like, "Oh, we can press that guy," and other people would try to press me. Okay. Yeah, man. So beyond that, man, so what are you working on right now? Like what's next for GIANI JOHAL right now?
Right now I'm working on a new album.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a nice banger. Got some good beats.
You ever thought about writing a book or anything? Or even like having like a blog or something?
Yeah.
I think certain passages like because like the music's interesting, but the music, I think like if I were to honestly speak on it, it still needs a little bit of work in terms of like the delivery. Mm-hmm. Your message is there, but melodically, I think it's still going to take some work to get there. Right, I think almost what makes you even more interesting than just the music, and you love the music doing what it is, like it's what you actually have in here and in here, like that message that you want to put out, like that's what I'm interested in. More so than the rapper GIANI JOHAL.
Right. It's like it's so hard to compete with all the crazy singers nowadays. With Drake, he's really killing the game with a melodic flow and all that, right? So absolutely. But at the end of the day, like you'll be remembered for your quotes. Mm-hmm. I think my quotes will be like more wiser than the next guy, the more spiritual, and helpful. Yeah, help you in this life and in the next life. Mm-hmm. Test in this life, and you get tested in the afterlife.
And do you feel that people like online reach out to you and like want to discuss topics, like things like that, like spirituality or anything like that?
Yeah, I get a lot of fans, like young kids on Snapchat, and they say, yeah, you're a big fan, you're inspiration.
Yeah.
It's music's fire. You know, spiritual is different.
You ever feel like some guys are just like taking a piss and like not serious about like saying that like, oh, keep doing what you're doing? Because I've had that.
Oh, it happened to me before. Yeah, like some guy just trolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when's the Genny Johal merchandise coming out?
Yeah.
Right? And then he was trolling after. Yeah,
I'd like to buy a T-shirt. Fuck everyone else. So back to this, and like, I mean, you can tell me if I'm getting a little too personal, but you said you were quite young when your dad passed away, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in your early 20s, basically.
I just turned like 21.
So what's that transition like? And like, that's something that I've not feared per se, but like, I think any guy like, growing up, like that could be your probably worst nightmare, is to have a parent pass away, because you don't want to go through that early part of your 20s or even any part of it. Like I still fear that. Like, what if my dad or my mom passed away now? Right. And like I'm 33 now, right? Like I'm deep into my manhood at this point, but it's still scary.
Still there, right? That fear, yeah.
So what's that like? I mean, what realizations come in? I mean, you have an older brother, so obviously he steps up in this moment, and how does this whole trajectory start to take its way?
That's the way. That's where I transformed. It's all meant to be. It's all God's will. It's meant to be, because like my dad, he's overweight and he had like type 2 diabetes, so he's just in pain. He's like, for the last year, he's just going in and out of the hospital, slowly dying. At that point, it's like, there's no point another year of just dying slowly, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to accept it, whatever happens.
Got it. How do you get type 2 diabetes? Is that one genetic, or is that the one that you put yourself into with like eating shitty and things like that?
I think it was eating unhealthy, and he went to India too. He had like a bad liver problem.
Was he a drinker before, or
no,
he was clean cut always?
He was clean, yeah. He just didn't get the liver problem fixed, and he's eating too much snacking and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what inspired me to get more healthier. Now I'm into like healthy. I don't eat like sugary snacky foods. I do intermittent fasting every day.
Good.
Detoxing.
Big issue with Genny's is that, we decide not to drink, but everyone gets that sugar fix through like Vicern and things like that. Like my dad never drank either, but like he's got a crazy sweet tooth. And today, like I drank today, but I was like 8 days sober. And that's not bad for me given the summer. Just cleaning it up, but like I've noticed that like if I'm not drinking, I got like, I want to eat candy, I want to eat sweets like cake and things like that.
Sugar's like the worst drug. Yeah, there's like a sugar documentary, man. They show you how bad it really is. That's why I quit sugar. I like only have like one. I'll eat organic like ice cream. Yeah, with organic sugar in it. Like once a week, I have a little cheat day.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Otherwise, every day like it was the addiction. Eating cookies or like salty snacks. So I want to eat salty snacks. If I want to snack on something, I'll just snack on just peanuts, cashews, like unsalted. That sugar is so bad for you, for your body. But once you quit it, I even saw LeBron James. Yeah. He's talking about he quit sugar for 30 days and he got lighter and quicker.
Definitely. It's a toxin, especially that refined shit. Yeah.
Once you go 30 days without it, then your body will heal itself and you feel better. Then I started doing other detox. I did a colon cleanse. I did like a liver gallbladder cleanse, a full body cleanse.
Was that the one that Gary Brecka one, or?
The liver gallbladder?
Yeah, the gallbladder one. Like, because you like kind of shit out these pellets basically.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's kind of gross. Yeah, my buddy did that.
There's so many. Yeah, that's like a really good one to do because like everybody, like the liver's here and the black sludge from the liver drips down into your gallbladder. And ever since the kid, like all the medications we've been taking and all this processed foods, it'll calcify into these stones in your gallbladder.
Okay.
And my friend's grandma, she had to get like a surgery done to get it removed.
Oh, wow.
So you should do it before you turn before you get too old. You should get it done like immediately, the gallbladder cleanse. Because
like I need to do it right now.
Oh, yeah, right. You have to do like a dozen of them to get rid of the larger stones in the back of the gallbladder.
No shit.
When you first do the flush, you'll see the small stones come out. And then when you do it more and more, it works in threes. The doctor shows you, like these videos they show you, it works. Then your body completely changes and you feel better.
Wow.
So what you do is you take this like a 30-day kit. It's like herbal pills. It helps break down the gallbladder stones. Yeah. And at the end of the 30 days, you have to do a 2-day apple juice fast. Nothing but organic apple juice. Like over 8 liters of apple juice and just water for 2 days. And at the end of that 2 days, you'll get diarrhea because that's what it does. You want to clear your stomach out. And right before you go to sleep at the end of the 2 days, you have to drink half a cup of olive oil. Yeah. organic olive oil, and half a cup of lemon juice.
Okay.
Freshly squeezed juice. You should heat up the lemon juice, and it makes it easier to drink. And then you just stir it up with olive oil. It's hard to drink.
Yeah.
But you can chase it down with like a teaspoon of honey.
Yeah.
So try to drink that within like 5-10 minutes. And right when you do that, you go to sleep on your right side. That's where the liver is.
Okay.
And when you sleep on the right side, all that oil and the lemon juice will drip down and it'll break down all the gallbladder stones. And when you wake up, you'll have diarrhea and you'll see all these stones come out. Like over 100 stones will come out, little small stones. But then when you do more and more, then you see the larger stones in the back of the gallbladder.
Oh, shit.
That's the only way to get released from, yeah.
Fucking hell, man. Well, we're going to definitely clip that one.
Everybody should do that. It's a must to do.
Where do you get this prescribed? This just comes at the doctor? You can go to any health store?
Yeah, you can go to any health store to get it. I got it off like this site, like Global Healing Center.
Yeah.
I Googled it. I saw these videos about gallbladder cleanses and flushes. Then I saw it. Then, I did it about 14, 15 times.
No shit.
I did it once every month. I kept doing it.
So your gallbladder's clean.
Now it's totally clean. Yeah. All the stones are gone. Yeah.
Oh shit.
You feel so much better. You feel like less foggy, more clear-headed. You feel much better because then your body will heal itself with those calcified stones are out.
Doing this 14 times, so like I don't think I've had diarrhea 14 times in my life. So
it's just once a month to do that diarrhea thing. Yeah, that one day a month.
That sounds terrible,
but it's worth it.
No, fair enough. Because I'm on this health tip right now. Last like 2 weeks, I've been eating like a clove of garlic every morning.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm starting to record it, and tomorrow I'm actually going on my 7:30 a.m. live. The whole community's invited. I'm gonna do the clove of garlic challenge. It's fucking tough, but it's supposed to reduce your cholesterol, reduce blood pressure. It's a good detox, aids with digestion and all that kind of thing. And I do already feel way better since I've been doing it. But
you gotta do the colon cleanse because there's like a lot of over 10 pounds of like stuck in your colon.
Yeah, and I eat kind of shitty too. I eat fast food.
Once you do the colon cleanse, you'll feel better too, man.
But that's when they put the tube in your ass.
Oh yeah, I know a guy. He went to there's like a lab. They can put a tube in your ass, but you can take the 30-day cleanse kit.
Okay, gotcha. But are you eating normally on the 30-day cleanse kit?
You can eat normally.
Because are you vegetarian or?
Yeah, vegetarian.
Yeah, so you're fully vegetarian.
Yeah.
So you should have even had less stones in you, or was that just build up from?
That's built up from since a kid, all the processed foods, chemical foods, and the medication you take.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Interesting, man.
I end up doing all the kits, like the kidney cleanse, and then the liver cleanse, a full body cleanse, colon cleanse, and it's like a full body cleanse too.
Absolutely.
And now every year I'll do a full body cleanse.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Go to any health store and go to Amazon. The Smart Cleanse Kit.
Fair enough, man. I definitely gotta look into that. So beyond that, you say that you had the transition from, your dad's whole thing. Like, we kind of get back to that now. Like, so what's that next little step look like? Like, what's the fear there? What's the uncertainty, moving forward? I mean, I know you can say now that it was all preordained and everything worked out the way it's supposed to work out. But in that moment, to get through that, because I'm sure we got some listeners here who are probably dealing with unhealthy parents themselves. Like, how do you get through that? And like, what kind of brought you peace in this moment?
Like that was like, as a 21-year-old, that's like the most darkest time of your life, right? You're so depressed, right? Then I had older cousins come over and, they used to hang out every day. We used to go out eating. But then when you're by yourself, you just feel that dark, alone feeling.
Yeah.
So I used to listen a lot of Tupac a lot.
Yeah.
And he was like, helping, guiding angels, guiding you every day, throughout the day, just guiding you throughout this journey.
Yeah.
He was like an angel for God, guiding you through this valley of darkness.
Mm-hmm. And in this moment, like, as a family, were you guys like tight knit, like you, your brother, and your mom? Like, was it like you guys are leaning on each other, like good?
Yeah.
Or because sometimes at the same time it could be like everyone kind of closes off to themselves, right? And they kind of recluse.
Yeah, our cousins used to come over like every day after that. So just come over, just hang out at the house. Yeah,
that's good, man. Because my family's like a little bit more like we're close, but like we don't handle grief consistently. If you know what I mean. Like, one guy handles grief this way, another guy handles grief this way. Like, I'm more like my dad, whereas like my brother's a little bit more like he'll like run away from it kind of thing, and like he'll just like try to live his life as normal.
Okay.
But my grandpa passed away, and like that's how he dealt with it. Was just like my dad obviously was going through it, It's his dad. I kind of understood my grandpa was at an age where he had to go. He was 94.
Okay.
You know, so it's not.
That's a full life.
Yeah.
More than a full life.
Yeah. So it's not, it wasn't a tragedy. It sucks, but whatever, right? It's better than seeing him bedridden. Then my brother, on the other hand, was kind of more like, he was just trying to live his normal life and like not deal with it per se. Mm-hmm. You kind of get what I mean. So that's good, man.
Yeah, but that's when the spiritual transformation happened. You know, like listening to Tupac every day and just connecting to God more, and just you start meditating more, start praying to God more. The God rewards a child that comes closer. So if you're calling out God's name constantly, you say Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Every time before I go to sleep, I'd be saying Vaheguru, Vaheguru in my mind. That's when I had a spiritual awakening too. Like 7 months after my dad died, it was like 2003.
Now, do you believe in this? Like when the moments get dark? And, you know, while we believe in God and we believe in the good, do you believe in the opposite side? The fucking, like the demons, the devil who's trying to pull you down, like spirits and that kind of shit. Because I got some great stories on that end of things, you know, of the shit I've seen.
Yeah, that happened to me too. Like an evil spirit, you know, tried to attack me.
Yeah. Tell me about that story. Because I and you know what? If you want, I can tell you mine first. I have numerous of those.
Yeah, like after my dad died, 7 months after, like I was trying to go to sleep, and I felt like a cold, chill presence in the room. I'm trying to sleep, and you know, I didn't think it feels like somebody's in the room with you. Yeah, somebody's watching you. That feeling that somebody's watching you. I felt like like a hands on the back of your head pulling back. Yeah, I thought I was imagining things, right? I thought, you know, it can't be real, right? You say to you because you're doing double takes, it can't be real. Then you felt it real, and I started doing Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Then it finally disappeared. Yeah, that's it's sleep paralysis. Are you familiar with that? Right. Yeah. So like I've had that. Like I kind of suffer from sleep paralysis. I haven't had it in a good amount of time now, but like. First time that happened to me, I kind of woke up, but like, you know, you feel like someone's pressing you down and like you hear something whispering in your ear and shit that. And you can't move for this time. And like now I'm acclimated to it. So I know that, okay, you know, you just got to get through this. And like they say it's like this physiological reaction, but I do feel it's kind of a spiritual thing that's kind of there to break you down. Mm-hmm. I've had some weird ones, man, where it's like one time we were in Morocco. And I'm sitting in the room. I've told the story a bunch of times. It's a big one. But I wake up and I saw this like dark Spider-Man looking figure at the end of my room. Like just like, that's the best way I could describe it. Okay. It was Spider-Man, but it's just a silhouette. Okay. And this thing came right at me and it started to like hover over my face. And like, I just remember looking up, I'm like, holy, and I was awake. I wasn't dreaming. In Morocco. This is in Morocco. Okay. Yeah, apparently they do a lot of fucking jadoo and magic and shit. There's a lot of evil shit around there. That's why. I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of, call them jinn. Yeah, absolutely. Ancient demons. So I just got up there. I'm just like, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. I ran to my buddy's room and I just told him this story that my fucking air conditioning wasn't working. I was like, I got to sleep in this room, man. And he's like, dude, I'm so glad you're here. He's like, I'm seeing the same fucking thing. So granted, we had just been partying for like 4 or 5 days, so like we weren't in the best, you know, state. Okay. But this kind of shit's happened, man. I had like dreams where the worst one, and like this is one where like I was fucking convinced there was like a spirit kind of get me. But this dream I had where I'm like, you know, sitting in my living room, and my mom was telling me it's like, oh, okay, you know, go to sleep now, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm coming. And then she's like, oh, come here. And then like the dream is where my mom collapses. And then I try to wake her up and she opens her eyes and her eyes are black. And I just hear this high pitched ringing. Okay. And then I had the episode of sleep paralysis and I was like, motherfucker. This got me. But then I started to kind of just, you know, dive a little bit deeper, seeing what negative was kind of holding me down. And I started to figure out that problem. And like, you know, it's been like 4 or 5 years. I haven't really had that sort of issue again. All right, guys, we interrupt you for a quick shout out to one of my sponsors, Cool Cat Apparel. Shout out my boy, premium quality goods. You know, he's got the Punjab hoodie. He's got so much new shit coming out, limited drops. Be one of the cool cats. Get yours today. All right, guys, I want to thank you for listening. If you made it this far, please subscribe, like, comment, share, tell all your friends. This is the hottest podcast. And it helps the channel a lot, so I appreciate it. Carry on. If you listen to the Vaheguru Nam Simran, and you just have it playing, like I listened to that Dub Tishan guy, Dub Simran. He has like all Vaheguru mantra songs. Yeah. I play that on YouTube, and then have blesses the whole room.
Yeah.
You have it playing like right before, especially before sleep too, and so it's stuck in your head.
Yeah,
and just keeps your thoughts and your mind and your heart pure.
Yeah,
and the evil spirits won't come near you.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're playing God's name, the mantra, the vibration.
That's kind of where it all lands into, right? And this is the spirituality podcast now, but if there is good in the world, there obviously has to be an evil presence, right? So, based on what Gurbani teaches us, they don't really ever embody a devil per se, right? They just kind of say like negative entities.
They talk about demons. They could talk about the Creator created the angels and the demons.
Yeah,
he created Jamdukes, and those are like messengers of death waiting to beat you after you die. If you're an evil spirit.
But are we supposed to believe in demons? Because like my whole understanding was, and I could be completely wrong about this, is like, yeah, you're not supposed to worry about like the poot and the fucking black magic or anything, because if you believe in God and you believe in Vaheguru, nothing can kind of touch you, right?
If you keep your if you keep your connection to God, then you have the force field around you.
Yeah.
But it's easy to lose the connection when you forget about God.
Absolutely. Well, when money becomes your God.
Yeah. You get too busy listening to music all day, just thinking about money, just chit-chatting away.
Yeah.
Then your mind gets off God. The awareness of the Creator is not there. Then you can lose your power. Yeah.
Absolutely. Crazy conspiracy theories. Ring one off. What do you believe?
Crazy conspiracy theories.
Do you believe in chemtrails?
Yeah.
Do you believe that all the elites are pedophiles?
Yeah, probably.
Do you believe Justin Trudeau's a pedophile?
I'm not sure about that.
So you think all the elites are pedophiles? Like, do you believe that they go and they drink the blood of children and they drink the
Illuminati and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some truth to it.
Yeah.
It's happening. You ever watch Rosemary's Baby?
No.
Oh, that's a fucking good movie you got to watch. I kind of broke it down from like, I don't know. Is it from the 70s? Kyle, do you know Rosemary's Baby? It's from the 70s, I think. Might even be a little bit earlier than that. But it's all about how this like one girl meets some guy, but they're part of this like high-end society where like it's all these elites and things.
Okay.
And the girl ends up actually giving birth to the child of Satan per se.
Oh, okay.
And like that's their whole ritual. They want to get this kind of shit. And the crazy part is that it seems like those people at the top, they believe this exists, whether or not you and I do or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
How do you combat that?
These elitists, I think they've been praying to like the evil spirits and evil ancient demons.
Yeah.
There's like ancient demons like named like the leader of the old one, Azathoth and Cthulhu. People actually pray to these demons. And like when the rapture comes, they're gonna come out from the center of the earth. They're gonna come out.
Do you believe in the rapture?
Because the Guru Gobind Singh wrote about it. He goes, when the Kalki Avatar arrives, he'll destroy huge demons. Like huge demons, they'll like giant demons, like giants.
You think that's physically, or is it more like
actual physical demons? Because like all the religions talk about end times.
Yeah.
Like in the Hindu prophecy, they talk about the Kalki Avatar as well, and in the Bible and the Quran, they all talk about it as well. And the Buddhist prophecy as well, they say the Buddha will return as the Maitreya.
Yeah.
And then he'll change the world too, and he'll come with a white horse and like a flaming plasma sword, like a heavenly sword.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But do you think, in
Dasam Granth, like Guru Gobind Singh describes it in such detail.
Okay, I gotta read that properly.
You can Google it. They get PDFs of it. Guru Gobind Singh prophecy.
Yeah. You know what? I'll message you after this podcast is over. I'd like to see some of those links because I'm curious, right?
Okay.
Now, in this, end times per se, because we're in Kali Yuga, right?
Yeah.
Kali Yuga. If you guys don't know that, do your research. We're in the Dark Ages per se.
It's like the false beliefs are supreme in Kali Yuga. That's what
I mean, I guess, but like, is that not more of a state of mind per se? Like, because we can be in Kali Yuga right now, but there's a lot to be grateful for. There's a lot to be positive about. There's a lot of love in this realm as well.
It's the age of spiritual ignorance.
Yeah.
It's like we're not completely enlightened to the complete truth about life. It's like Guru Nanak knows the complete truth about life. All these other religions, they don't, like in Bible and the Quran, like the cycle of reincarnation was taken out of it. So they don't have the complete truth, and they don't have meditation it's not mandatory to meditate to connect to God.
So in our religion, I mean, like what happens when we die? Because like just to get a refresher, do we believe in reincarnation, or
it's
like, but we come back as like dogs and shit, or what do we come back?
If you're really bad, like a real bad, like a criminal, you may come back as an animal, like a dog or like a raccoon, so you have to like take care of a family of babies, so your soul relearns new values, become like a good-hearted person. Yeah. But if you have enough good deeds, then you may come back as a human being again. Okay. Even Lord Shiva, like he had to serve 2 human lives as punishment. Okay. Because he got into an argument with Brahma, and then he cut off one of his heads, and then he had to go before God, and like God gave him an option like 4 other lives or 2 harder lives. Okay. And he had to serve 2 lives.
So he was like whatever, like a mediocre life.
Right.
The punishment life, you have to come back as Kyle Bowen twice. Or you have to come back as only Rans once. The punishment. When it gets down to that, like, I mean, so
when you go before Yama, you go before
Is that Sikhi though, or is this like kind of like a blend of things that you're kind of adding in here?
Sikhis talks about it, and Buddhism talks about it, and Hinduism talks about it. You go before Dharmaraj, which is death, or Yama. Yeah. And then your good deeds will be in white stones, and a pile of bad deeds in black stones. Okay. And there'll be a mirror there, and then death will see your whole life from beginning to end. And you'll be judged like that. But to erase your black stones, you do Vaheguru Nam Simran. Yeah. And do good deeds to erase your black stones.
I mean, we grew up around certain amount of people. Like, we've probably even just had conversations like this, and like guys that who killed others. Right. You're just chopping it up. How you doing? How's the family? Life's good. And these guys are murderers. Right. Can you erase that with all the seva in the world? Can you erase that? You know what I mean?
I even saw like the Basics of Sikhi video, Jagraj talking about it. He goes, even the worst murderer can be forgiven by God. Even a guy who did over 100 murders can be forgiven. Really? That's how merciful God is. If you even 5 minutes a day of meditating to God and proving to God you feel guilty, you just nam him, or just even saying forgive me God. Yeah. Just meditating to God. That's good enough. Even 5 minutes a day, it goes a long way.
Giving your life to God. And
even 5-10 minutes a day, that'll be the best investment and best actions of your life. Yeah. Because you went out of your way to prove to God you feel guilty and you want to make up for the sin. Mm-hmm. So many prisoners, they find God in jail too. They read the Bible, they read the Quran.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know a lot of guys who
they completely transform.
I know a handful of guys that have completely changed.
Even if you did over 100 murders, you still be forgiven. Is no sin's too big that it can't be forgiven.
Absolutely. So, the young guys that are watching this podcast, they want to get into meditation. Walk them through a session. How does Genny Johal meditate?
Genny Johal, I meditate to my my own Vaheguru song, the Vaheguru meditation song off my last album.
That's a plug right there.
Real Gennys Don't
Die. That's a plug right there. Go listen to that.
Go listen to that. And Genny's got a new album coming out. Genny is King soon. I got a song with the game. That's gonna be a banger.
Yeah? Yeah. How'd that come about?
Oh, I bought this beat package where you can get a verse from the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The game's selling beat packages. You must be down bad, huh?
A lot of people are doing it. A lot of rappers are doing it. Yeah,
fair enough. Interesting. So you go on this website, they have this verse.
Yeah, you can buy the verse and
you can claim that
I did the song. So many people bought that package as well.
Oh, sick!
Limited time package.
Well, there you go. Shout out the game, or shout out Genny Johal featuring the game.
Games. He's a pretty cool guy. He's down. I messaged him on Instagram. He messaged back. He's like, he's down to promote and shit too.
No way, huh?
Yeah, he put out messages on his Instagram. He's like, he goes, DM me if you want to promote something. You send him Bitcoin and he'll promote it on his page.
No shit.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Fuck, you learn something new every day. Yeah, right. Kyle, there's hope. Oh, fuck, they scored, Game 6. How are you doing for time right now? 46? Okay, we got
so if you want to meditate and stuff, I'd listen to like my song or Dub Tishan's Dub Simran songs. Yeah. Just like sit back and close your eyes and try to visualize like a light coming out of your crown chakra. Yeah. And visualization is the key end. Visualize like a light coming out of your third eye. Yeah. Try to visualize like the Vaheguru mantra. And just keep looking up and just meditate away. And I even have the Vaheguru song on even while I'm watching TV or working out. Just have it on in the background. Yeah. Have that song stuck in your head.
instead of the other bullshit.
You should be chanting Vaheguru all the time. We should be doing it all the time anyways. Listen to the Vaheguru mantra anyways. Because all these other mantras and songs, they put you on a low frequency.
Interesting.
Music puts a spell on you. They go, all these radio songs, they're controlled by the Illuminati. They control what makes it to the radio.
Yeah, it's all vibrations.
When you're constantly thinking about, like all these stupid party songs.
Sex and drugs
lustful
and
songs. You're just caught up in the mantras and the songs are stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you away from, God.
What's actually important there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, as a Sikh myself, why do we have the right answer and no other religion does?
Yeah, it's the...
Well, actually, I guess our religion doesn't really say that, right? They don't really say that we're the only ones with the answers. We kind of respect everyone else's, but some of the other religions are kind of like, no, we know what the fuck's up. Everyone else is an idiot.
Right, like people say, only if you convert to Islam, you'll get into heaven.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Muslim friends that think that, and then some Christians that think only if you convert to Christian you get into heaven.
Yeah.
But Guru Nanak, he never converted nobody. When he used to walk around, preach around, he said, "This is the best way for you to be a Muslim.
Yeah.
This is the best way for you to be a Hindu. Is meditate directly to God, just like how the Prophet Muhammad did. Just like how Krishna did, just how Jesus did too as well. That's the meditation part is what's like missing out of these religions.
Yeah.
It's like not a requirement in these religions. Like the Sufi Muslims. They do the meditation part. They try to recreate the Prophet Muhammad's ascension to heaven. That's what you're essentially supposed to do. You're supposed to meditate to God until you experience God. That's the point of life.
So there's a school of thought, and I think it does come from a bit of a Christian background, is that meditation is actually somewhat satanic in the sense that when you open yourself up to like the light per se or keep a clear mind, they say that that's an opportunity for spirits to kind of get in you. Because they can enter like a clean slate, and you're attaching yourself to something else. I do think that comes from a fairly Christian backspace where like maybe they don't want people to necessarily meditate like that. They want people to do prayer, Heaven Father, all that, Heaven Father, all that kind of stuff. And on the flip side, I actually read into Satanism a little bit. There's this book called The Book of Law by Aleister Crowley.
Oh yeah, I heard of
that. This book is a super simple read, but basically it kind of outlines the way that the world is right now. They say that the ultimate F you or fuck you to God is kind of blurring the lines between what is a man and a woman. And we're seeing that with the trans stuff and now people even identifying as animals almost, right? Okay. So they're blurring this line, this body modification. That's why tattoos are actually so big in this day and age. It's this kind of like mutilation ceremony. Mm-hmm. It's this pain, like negative frequency that we put ourselves into. And I'm pretty tattooed, so I kind of understand what the fuck they're saying there. And the same thing is that as a Satanist, your mind creates your reality, kind of this law of attraction thing. Mm-hmm. So you're creating magic. And you're creating your reality of kind of what it is. And that's like the base root of Satanism. And it's kind of funny how that thought process is so prevalent in our thing that how mind creates reality and everything you do, you can manifest and you can kind of create your own magic. Mm-hmm. So what do you think is going on over there?
I think since we're in the age of Kali Yuga, right? It's we're so far from the truth. This is like the age where so many false beliefs, all around the world, people think, oh, this is the way I should be living, or this is the way God wants me to live. Mm-hmm. But it's like a false belief. It's like they took reincarnation out of the Bible and they took it out of the Quran. Yeah. Because it's been rewritten.
And why do you think that they would do that?
It's like they say it's for like a control system. They want you to, they want you to keep you controlled for some reason. They have they have their own agenda and stuff. But with what Guru Nanak did, he never converted anybody and said this is the way, only one way to God. And there's like many ways, yeah. Yeah, but you're supposed to meditate and just find God you're on your own. Gotcha. And another thing is a lot of religions go, you go to different pilgrimages, you walk around here, that'll erase your sins. That's not enough to erase all your sins. Yeah, that's another false belief to go. Mm-hmm. Hindus do that too. They go to these different pilgrimages, and in Islam, you have to walk around, that'll erase your sins. That's another false belief. Going to pilgrimages and just giving to charity and just being a good person, that's not enough.
Okay, what is enough then?
Enough is that total 360 spiritual transformation. Yeah, how Guru Nanak did and Prophet Muhammad. Jesus and Krishna did, where you totally experience God.
What are the actions? You're basically saying just giving yourself up to prayer and
meditation. The meditation part is the key. Like in the solitude, you gotta, in the depths of solitude, that's where you find your, knowledge of self.
Yeah.
That's where you find it.
And where do you go to get away from the world, basically? Like,
since we're in this fast life we're in, right? We're always busy, chit-chatting away, stuck in traffic, such a 9 to 5, rat race. It's hard to do that. But when you're at home by yourself, you try to do it on your own.
Yeah.
Try to have some alone time, even 5-10 minutes a day. Try to go within. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within. He's got to, travel deep within. Find it.
A lot of the themes are kind of the same way, throughout all it is. Like, I think everyone is kind of talking about the same thing, but man is the one who kind of perverts it one way or the other and says
everything's corrupted. Once man touches it, everything gets corrupted.
Yeah.
That's why God sent the Guru. Yeah, that's why God sent Guru Nanak,
Why would God create people with this? We got so much belief and thought and we can do so many great things, but then you got this, negligence about us and this sinister energy about us.
That's that's a good question. Is why didn't God create everybody, enlightened from the beginning?
Yeah.
It's all part of God's plan. It's like you have to use your own free will to find God. Like angels don't have free will, but humans do have free will. It's like angels have to do what God says.
Gotcha.
Or else you get kicked out of heaven and you become like those fallen angels.
Absolutely. You're stuck here.
You're stuck here. Yeah, you're stuck in the reincarnation. But if you use your free will and you find God with your own free will, then that'll make you superior than the angels.
So that's kind of what we are. We probably fucked up somewhere along the way.
Everybody failed their past lives. Like that Jagaraj guy was saying that, like when he's at Hyde Park in London, he's telling the whole crowd, everybody in here failed their past lives.
Yeah.
That's why you're born again. Except for teachers like Guru Nanak that are not of this world. They already passed it. They came to teach his lessons.
Yeah.
And then, there's another in Gurbani they could talk about, it's according to God's will, predestined pre-will. You have to walk through this life, blind until the time comes, until your soul's made enough progression, then God will awaken you. Then you'll find God.
Got it.
Like a spiritual awakening might happen where after World War III might happen, like a nuclear bomb might happen.
That's going to happen?
I think something big is going to happen where then people finally be forced to find God, finally go within, finally just.
You think they could drop a nuke in this day and age and without repercussions though? I mean, because if one nuke goes, it's fucking it's free for all.
Putin's already has them lined up. He has them lined up already.
Apparently they do that. The whole, I think you're referring to like them putting the ship on near Cuba.
Yeah.
Apparently they do that for drills per se and like all this kind of shit. It's like more sensationalized than what it actually is. I mean, it seems like we're closer than we've ever been, but even President Xi, like the president of China, he was like, oh yeah, no, Putin's got to understand, like, we can't fucking be doing this kind of crazy shit. Like, everyone needs to have a little bit of Honsla and like a little bit like relax, because if one nuke goes off, then it's fucking free for all and the world goes to shit.
If one nuke goes off and they go back and forth about 20 of them go off, then it'll be like black clouds and then it'll slowly spread around the world.
It's over.
Yeah, then
I mean, humanity as we know it is done. You'll have like mutants and shit.
Putin's so evil. He's the type of satanic guy to do that shit.
You think so? Maybe he might be the beacon of truth, man.
He's so evil and soulless.
How do you know that?
He'll invite people over and he'll poison them.
I mean, maybe, but I think
so many people poisoned, assassinated, like so many.
I mean, couldn't that be a situation where the media is telling us he's this evil and like maybe he's not?
Like Putin and his boys, they have like over $100 trillion.
Yeah, I know.
He's got he's got the most fighter pilots, tanks and shit, and he's lining them up. He might use it against Ukraine.
You ever see Putin Palace, the house he has?
Oh yeah.
It's in front of the Black Sea. He just fucking wakes up. He's getting his dick sucked, by like three Russian models, looking over the sea. That guy's an interesting guy, man. But I always question anytime the mainstream media says like this guy's evil or that guy's evil, and maybe they are, but
North Korea as well. They're
who knows, man. Maybe they're the ones who got it figured out.
He might pop it off too, because like he's testing them out. He might get it right one day. And Iran's gonna have some nuclears.
I wonder, man. Anything else, man? I think we're kind of at the tail end here. We got our 1 hour through. Let's leave it with something. What do you want to discuss, or what do you want to plug in?
Again, I got a new album coming on, new song with the game. And the new album's called Genny is King.
Yeah,
because Genny's are kings.
All right, yeah. Anything else?
Oi, Genny Joel.